Please be advised that everything in my video is purely for entertainment purposes. These are purely my thoughts and opinions and are subjective. I must advise you, please do your own research. All media used was found on the public domain and are fair use and fair dealings. Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It's Mahogany Spirit coming to you from the UK. It has been revealed that Meghan and Harry's expenses last year cost the taxpayer a whopping £250,000. And those expenses were for their trip to South Africa. This trip was meant to be the showcase trip of the year for the royal families. I feel, as I've stated in numerous videos, that Meghan and Harry were extremely ungrateful, and they did take the spotlight away from the causes that they were meant to be highlighting and onto themselves. Both Meghan and Harry are good at galvanizing the media to suit their own narrative, which they done in Malawi, South Africa and Botswana. Harry and Meghan's last official tour as members of the royal family cost the British taxpayer almost £250,000, official accounts revealed today. The high-profile trip to South Africa, Botswana, Angola and Malawi last autumn had been billed as one of the showpiece events of the royal year. But the couple left months of work by staff and diplomats in tatters after they launched a scathing rebuke against the media during the publicity-funded trip, as well as secretly recording an explosive ITV documentary in which Meghan painted Harry's family as uncaring by accusing them of failing to ever ask if she was okay. The Sussexes, who also took baby Archie on the trip, stepped down as senior working royals months later and now live in the US, where they are financially independent, having signed a multi-million-pound deal with Netflix. Now, I would suggest, and I believe, that this was always the plan. They had planned this all along. This comes as no surprise that they are now in Montecito, Santa Barbara, in a mansion, being funded by Netflix. It wouldn't even surprise me that after Meghan and Harry got back to the UK, that she simply picked up the phone or got one of her aides to call Netflix and discuss the deal. It really wouldn't. These two have been calculating from the get. They should really relinquish their title and not attempt to hold on to it and stop dragging their family and the British people through the mud. They've made it perfectly clear that they want absolutely nothing to do with the UK, and therefore, as private citizens, they should be allowed to get on with their lives in a private capacity. All of these excuses have been, and that's exactly what they've been, as far as I'm concerned, excuses coming out of the mouths of Harry and Meghan. They have not wanted to be ambassadors for the UK, and I do not think it has anything to do with Princess Diana's untimely death. I think this is solely for personal greed, that Harry and Meghan no longer want to represent the UK and never really did want to represent the UK. Meghan herself has her sights set on one day quite possibly becoming President of the United States of America, making her the first woman to ever gain that title and seat. And Harry clearly believes in her so much so that he's prepared to throw in the towel with regards to his title, being British, being English, being born of aristocracy, in support of her doing that. That, to me, appears to be the plan. With that all said and done, I really do feel that the Queen needs to strip these two of their HRH, and soon, because she herself believes that the royal family are not for sale. She says, never complain and never explain. That is part of her endearment. We don't know what she thinks. We don't know what she feels. Those are the old traditions of the monarchy. Yes, the monarchy is going through another reinvention. But I believe that reinvention should be spearheaded by William and Kate, as I've said before. If Harry and Meghan succeed in their bid, that's if they do put in a bid and become candidates in 2024 for the US elections. If they succeed, which is extremely dangerous and it's a slippery slope, guys, if Meghan and Harry do decide to make a bid for presidency, or should I just say Meghan, in 2024, we, the public, will be looking at arguably a country that becomes a draconian state. If they succeed, we will be looking at a president that actually limits the free movement of people. We've heard about how Harry feels with regards to the environment. We know about the company that he launched, Travelist, and what that stands for. He talks about the carbon footprint all the time. We know that they are both hypocrites because they use private jets. So we can expect limited movement, guys. We can also expect them to control what is being said via social media, because these two want to control the narrative. They only want what's put out there into public forums, especially pertaining to them, to just be positive. They don't want no one to be able to think critically about what they say or do, or make judgments about them. They want everything to be glossed over and perfect. This is what they want. And it's not what they're going to get. So they want freedom of thought removed, and they want freedom of movement removed. This is how I feel about Meghan and Harry. Anyway, the article goes on to say, royal accounts published today show £245,643 was spent on scheduled flights and a private jet for the couple and their entourage, making it the most expensive royal trip of the year. Sources defended the cost, saying it was a key visit approved by the Foreign Office and helped highlight the work of numerous charities. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex undertook over 20 engagements, bringing attention to a number of worthwhile causes. In particular, raising awareness of the work and the legacy of the Halo Trust, an anti-landmine charity campaigned by Princess Diana, the source said. The visit, as an official visit funded by the government, fulfilled the objectives that was set out for it. Well, I really just think that this demonstrates you get £250,000 to travel to Africa and highlight the plight of Africans, and then on that trip you stand there and talk about yourself. You film a secret documentary which overshadows all of the work that you had formerly done. And this is Meghan and Harry. It shows how manipulative those two really are, because they weren't concerned about the causes that they were meant to be highlighting. They used that whole narrative to highlight themselves as an excuse to quit the royal family. And then you had the Sugars on top of that, jumping to Meghan's defence. You can see the hypocrisy here, because they used that whole narrative to leave and then go to Canada, where Meghan staged another publicity stunt, which we know factually she did. The Canadians refused to pay for them as they were no longer working royals, and then they went off to America. I really do feel sorry for the Americans. I do. Having them there. Because these two have a giant PR engine behind them. And they are using it to fulfill their own agenda. By supporting Joe Biden, they are using this PR engine to fulfill their own agenda, so that they can somehow wrangle their way to the top of the food chain and Meghan can sit in the White House. Guys, tell me what you think. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Give me your opinion. What's your opinion on the royal expenses? And in fact, all the royals. Because this article that I've actually read from talks about all the royal expenses, but you can clearly see that Meghan and Harry are at the top of the food chain with regards to the last royal engagement they took to South Africa. So guys, please like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, bye for now.